Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the ABS Show. You're watching me on the TV, so go ahead and subscribe, like, share, do all of that. And after that, go on our Instagram page at the ABS Show. Follow that as well. All right. Okay. So, hey, everyone.
Hey.
All right. You're giving me color. You're giving me haircut.
Yes.
You're giving me the dreads.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling this.
Thank you.
What's the occasion? What are we
being
celebrating?
beautiful.
Celebrating you, Charlie.
Celebrating life.
Oh, thank you. All right, so let's talk about this topic, okay? Rapper Kwesi Arthur has revealed in an interview that although he has money and can afford higher education, he will not. So when I saw that headline, I read into it and I thought it was really interesting for us to talk about. So my question is, do we necessarily need higher education to be successful in today's world? What do you guys think?
I think you do.
Okay.
Higher education is important. It has the many grounds to benefit from actually having higher education. Go reading up to your tertiary education, go beyond that to your master's. It has a lot of value to it. You get to have confidence when you speak in society. You get heard more. You get your audience from people that matters because you have education. If you're rich but uneducated, well, my dear, a lot of things you stand to lose. Besides, money isn't everything. Wow. All right, status matters. Societal status also. It kind of mends the bridge that social class, holds.
Yeah.
So it's important.
When I hear statements like this, first of all, I go, who's making that statement? Okay, that's the first thing. I mean, Kwesi Arthur just came out a few years ago. He's a rapper, successful. He has been nominated for BET Awards. And this is exactly what he said. To be frank, I have completed senior high school, but I have no plans or whatsoever to continue my education. When the interviewer was going in, are you sure you're going to change your mind in future? He said, no, I'm not furthering my education. Now, that's where I have the problem. College is not for everybody, higher education is not for everybody, but what's for everybody is a plan B. You have to have a plan B. If you are playing sports, artists, anything can happen. You could lose your voice. You can hurt yourself. And now what you're going to fall back on? Because there's no certificates for you to fall back on. There's no degree. So for me, this statement is a little... You have to have a plan B, and that's where I'm
I get what you're saying, but let me just be a little devil's advocate. Even though I'm for education, if you look at the stats, the richest people in the world actually dropped out of school.
Name them. Can we have some names?
Mark Zuckerberg, what's his name again? Bezos, Bill Gates,
Trump.
Who opens the gates? I don't know about Trump, but what I'm saying is
George
Mayweather is really rich.
Mayweather. But when it comes to education, it depends on the kind of education he's referring to, because there are several levels to education. Saying that you don't need education anymore, you're already limiting yourself. I don't even see it as a plan B. I see it as progress.
Okay.
Because if you are successful and you've made money, there are so many other passions you have. You might want to venture into the world of technology. You might want to create an app. You might want to do something. You might want to go into real estates, like flipping of houses, and you have no knowledge about those things. At the end of the day, you keep giving money to people that will be lying to you. This one costs $2 million, this one costs $5 million. At the end of the day, your money goes down. But if you're not educated in that field, by means of maybe crash programs, one-year classes, even Kanye, anybody that wants to go into any field, no matter how wealthy they are, they need some form of knowledge about that field.
Yeah.
So him saying he doesn't need any form of education is very limiting. And for somebody in the 21st century, I'm disappointed.
Well, he's really young. He was born in 94. So
Fine
maybe
boy.
that's also part of it.
Fine boy, not a good
Fine
school.
boy, you don't need to educate.
So maybe that's also part of his decision, because when you are young, you tend to make those quick decisions.
Yeah.
And let's see, maybe in 10 years, he's going to change. But what you said reminded me of Tyra Banks, because Tyra Banks, as we all know, very successful, building this empire, but then went back to Harvard Business School. And her reason was, I don't want to be sitting at the meeting and they're speaking big grammar and I don't know what they mean.
even know what they're saying.
You know what I mean? So you have to educate yourself, and I hope Floyd Mayweather is listening, because allegedly he still can read certain things. But then when you're rich, you can also hire a lawyer to read for you.
Absolutely, and steal your money.
The lawyer can read it and tell you a lie.
It's my goal. So I think that education is something that you can pick whenever. My grandmother went back to school when she was in her 60s, right?
Wow.
So it's up to you when you want to, you pick that up. Sometimes you might not be ready. Like me, I said, I'm not going. I have my bachelor's. I don't want I don't want master's or PhD right now. I'm not interested, but maybe down the line I might be interested in it, because I just think that beyond just formal education, you need street education. Because people could have the most degrees and most everything, and they don't know anything. They don't know how to navigate life. They don't know simplistic things. So it's really, literally, I think it's levels, and it's also balance. Having street, having formal, like making sure that you have a little bit of everything to make you a learned person. And I think in this life, we never stop learning. If you ever stop learning, that's a problem, because life is always evolving. Change always happens. So you should always think about, he can make this big broad statement right now, but he'll be the same one. I'm sure he's researching, he's looking things up. So it's up to him on his time, his pace to do what he needs to do. But in the long run, like you said, how long will music carry you?
But can I just say this too? Because I feel like the value of degrees are decreasing. Because you can have all the degrees you want. Now you go into these job interviews, they are asking you, what's your skills? How experience? And also they also go with references. That's one of the big things. Because who you know. You can have all these degrees, but name 4 references. I gotta call them and see if you're a great person. If you have all the skills that you are saying. So then what is the motivation for me going to college and getting these degrees when I have a master's degree, but I can't find a job?
Absolutely.
So what is the motivation?
Yeah.
It's
I
different,
mean, you go for your masters, you get your masters, and you don't have a job. Okay, but the thing is, you have it. You have your masters. It's never going to leave. It's not going to expire and fizzle
But you have
away.
it. You're not using
you have it. You eventually, when the time.
Eventually.
Wait, hold on. Charlie, hold on.
The bills is not going to wait till.
Let me land before you bury me. When the opportunity presents itself, you want to be able and ready. You want to have all the ammo that you need to take charge of that opportunity. If you don't have your education, and say, for instance, you go to the bar, you're outside having a smoke, or you're talking to friends outside, and somebody comes out and you start a conversation with that person. Turns out the person is the CEO of whatever. Automatically, because you already went to school, you have your verbal business card there. You sell yourself. Okay, well, I did this, I did that in school. This is what I'm able to do. You sell yourself. The person goes, okay, you know what? Come see me in the office on Monday. Right there.
Happens.
You've had that for 10 years. You've had your master's for 10 years. And trust me, because I have
10 years.
Trust me, I have an MBA degree, but I'm not working in my field. So I should.
That doesn't make you fail.
Listen, you know what? I have it. It's money well invested. I have it. And I'm proud of the fact that I have it. Now, you want to have your MOs together. So when the opportunity, like I said, rears its head, you grab it because you know I'm able to. If you don't have the degrees, you now have that opportunity where you've had audience with the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Then what?
That opportunity they
it's
take
gone.
sometimes. So
But I was gonna say, I have a friend that I went to college. We went to
Yeah.
college together. She dropped out. She dropped out. She is a millionaire.
That happens too.
She's a
there's a lot of people
millionaire.
like that.
And I'm like, in myself, I was like, should I have dropped out and just because she was
Don't do
no,
it.
no, literally, she was working like just she was doing a sales job. That she catapulted that sales job to creating her own business and doing this and doing that. So literally, I went to school and I was learning and I was getting all these A's and things. But I'm I'm still in my trajectory to being a millionaire because I'm going to be a millionaire.
Amen.
But she was a millionaire in her early 20s.
But you know,
and
that the background knowledge she had from school also helped her to think smart, which is also necessary because
But
you can't
she
just
has more.
grow
She
up.
didn't quit. She had more.
No, she's talking about the dropout girl. You
Yeah.
can't just grow up in one village in Umbolo and you never went to school. You don't even know 1 + 1, 2, and then
But you know how to sell groundnuts and double that. So
and you just become a
and
millionaire.
now-
But that's knowledge as well. You've been able to sell granite or whatever. The knowledge
You
of
didn't just pick granules and say, I must sell this granule. Somebody must have taught you something. There are different types of education.
So
both
that's
academic
say that.
and
Going to
practical.
school,
Okay,
having
think about
that.
formal.
say that.
Yes.
Just
About
formal
formal.
education.
Going back to the question, right? Your question was that is higher education needed when you're rich? Like I said before, it is needed. Now, you're saying that you had a friend who's a millionaire. Granted, the thing is, a lot of these people that make money, if you check it well, a lot of them still go back to get their degrees. A lot of them go
didn't.
back to get... She's
did.
How old is she now? She's still young, right?
She didn't.
You don't know if she's still going to...
She's already had 2 babies.
A lot
She's
of
not
them, at
going.
the end of the day, they end up getting the degrees because I was in school, I had 60-year-olds in class with me. All right? It's never too late for you to get your education. So even when you do make your money, some of them still go back. A lot of them still go back and get, because they know now that, okay, in the business world, you get more audience when you are educated. You have that paper backing that. Okay, look, listen.
Because
On
Cardi
paper,
B's getting a lot of
I'm-
audience. Is she? How educated is she?
You
I'm just asking.
But
I mean, you talk about paper.
She's an
She's just in her
entertainer, though.
20s.
She's
You
an
never know.
entertainer.
Cardi has
We're
to
talking
be a
about-
role
It's
model.
different too because like you can use
he's
people that are
That's
in
the reason
entertainment.
why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah,
He's an
he's an
entertainer. An entertainer, business world. That you go to Wall Street and say, "Oh, I don't have my degree," and I'm going, haba.
But
You
then what
understand?
happens if you lose your voice? Because you can lose your voice.
That too. So
What
like you
happens
want a
if you lose
safety
that
net to
contract?
fall
Yeah.
on, and that would be your degree. Because with your degree, you have there are different other venues you can venture into. Because you have your degree, it opens a lot of doors for you. It actually multiplies your options
Yes,
as to what you
yeah.
can
You know
tap
what? The
into.
degrees and
A lot
all
of
of that
people
you're
have
saying
degrees
is
that
all
don't have
cute, but for me, I would rather preach more better your skills, your talents.
Yes.
Because how many of us, when we travel back home to Africa, we see our classmates, and those classmates were one of the smartest people
Hiding their work.
hiding their work. They don't want you to copy.
They're like
them.
this.
And what are they doing right now? They have the degrees. They went to university. What are they doing right now?
Well, if you want me to answer,
Yes.
some of the ones that I know in my classroom are doing pretty well.
What about the others?
What school was that?
But they're doing great.
Like 3 out of 50.
What school was that?
They're all into they used to hide their work.
Because I
That is
said
true. They actually Taiwan, Kenya, people used to hide your work from people. Oh, look
I
there,
can
you
mention
too.
names.
If you mention names, there are
I can't
many.
mention, but they're all doing really well. Some of them are in the IT department, some of them are in project management. One of them works for Accenture, Femi. They're all doing great. But I'm saying it still falls back on education. Education goes a long way.
Yeah.
When you come with the knowledge that you acquire from school, right, to a place where you don't know, like somewhere like America, you know better to. You know what you're looking for. You know the skills that you know you need to put in front of your CV to get a job. All these things play. It's knowledge that you acquired while you were in school. You might not
That's
know
great.
it,
But
from
sometimes you don't
reading
acquire
and
that
stuff like
knowledge
that.
in school. Let me tell you the reason why I said that.
Street smart is different.
Well, let me
too.
tell you the reason why I said that, right? Because some of these teachers in Africa, they don't focus on the talent and the skills.
They sure
just
don't.
want you to pass the math, science, pre-tech, and one religious and moral education. Meanwhile, I don't want to be a pastor, so why am I studying religious and moral education? You know what I'm saying? When I was in school, when I was in school, shout out to Saint Monica and shout out to Datus, I talked a lot.
I believe you.
I was always yapping. My name was always on the names of
Noise
talkatives.
maker.
Oh my God.
Somebody like me.
Charlie times 10.
Charlie, I need to be
The
at
class,
the
I'm sure the class rep, they want to say, write the names of noisemaker. The
Yeah.
first
All
name
right,
is
Charlie,
Charlie.
I put
And I
times 10
remember
You
down.
don't even have to say anything.
And I remember one girl too, her name was Victoria. She could sketch like there's no tomorrow. And that person right there wanted to be a fashion designer. But the teachers are beating her. The teachers say, why are you always drawing when I'm doing this? They're not focusing on the talent. That person might not need college, that person just needed how you call it, like somebody to teach her how to
crash programs.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but
but
we're not
skill
doing that.
acquisition.
And I feel like the
Vocational
higher
school.
education nowadays has become like a social way of it's like competition. Oh, my daughter
down.
went to Yale University and that.
Harvard.
And you know,
Oxford.
and some of these parents also pressured
Yes.
us to go to college.
Yes. Yes.
Like, let's be real.
But
Yeah.
is
You
that,
know?
do you think that I don't see it as a bad thing that they pressure you to go to college? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason why a lot of the countries in Africa are known to have the highest number of graduates.
But the graduates don't have
how about you
jobs.
ask
They
your
don't
son?
have
That's,
jobs.
that's because
But how
our
about you
economy,
access-
our leaders have failed us. You cannot fault the leaders for the fact that our education. You can't put the two of them together. Your own
education
personal
is
decision to
paramount.
get
But how
get
about you ask
education.
your son or
You
daughter
won't
what
say
they want
that.
to do?
Exactly.
Mom, I want to be a barber.
Yes.
You
Go
want
to
to be a
vocation.
barber,
Yeah,
but
but
you
there are
still
even
go to
schools
school.
for
Now, there's nothing
everything.
wrong
There's
with you
schools
going to
for
school. Like I
everything.
said, they have vocational schools for all these things you're mentioning.
Yep.
Being a sketch artist, you being a fashion designer, being
Tailor-
able
housewife.
to shout out to Kamate, that's a
people
makeup
wanna be a
artist.
housewife.
Yes.
All these things, there are
Yes.
schools for these things, and you bettering
There's
your
school for
skills or
housewife?
making your
Sorry, there's school for
They
housewives.
used to have what's the word?
Economics.
They used to have etiquette schools of etiquette where you go to and they teach you how to be a lady and how to I don't know about spreading.
Spread it out. What kind of school is that?
I don't know about
Spread it
spreading.
101.
Charlie, this is not Germany. We're not in the
let's get
Nazi
serious.
era.
I think the advice for him is that if you are going to choose a route of not going to school, doing whatever, invest your money in real estate. Do something.
But that real
Get-
estate,
but-
you still need education.
Education on that.
You
I
can't
mean, the
just
thing-
give
I
your
mean-
money out to people.
No, I'm not
because
saying.
you are
I'm
no
not
idea
saying
you
give
want
your
to
money
invest
out,
in
but
real
of course
estate.
do your research. It's nothing like
It's
the
not
thing
research,
about
it's
the thing
education.
about
The
education
downfall
has
of
nothing
it-
to do like
the
it
down-
literally is about you knowing how you're going to double your money. Like a lot of the billionaires in this world. did not finish school.
I just said that.
So he doesn't need education to double his money or to have investments.
Hold on, I don't like the fact that you guys keep saying I love the billionaires in this world they don't have education. You don't know what kind of education they've acquired, even though it might not be actual certificate from
formal education, Spitfire, not
formal education. Now
some of them don't have formal education.
Yeah, but to an extent they dropped out. They went to school and then they dropped out. That's education. Homeboy finished from secondary school and said he's not going any further. Mind you, what you learn in secondary school, and what you learn in the university, even if you go up to 2 years and then you drop out, it's completely different. Because the moment you get into university, they open your eyes to a lot of things that you didn't know about. It's a completely different ballgame from being in secondary school. In fact, they don't even continue from what you learned in secondary school. They just go from a different angle. So you can't compare. Him doesn't have, when it comes to formal, like proper formal education, he has nothing.
But just to talk about Charlie, I have an animator friend in Ghana. There's no animation school in Ghana, right? He taught himself through YouTube, and he's an amazing animator. Aluta, shout out to Aluta, the great. That's his, and he taught himself on YouTube. So he didn't need to go to a formal school. He taught himself how to 3D animate off of YouTube. So literally, formal education is not the gold standard anymore. It is for you to learn different ways of learning.
But you know that same YouTube came as a result of formal education.
Understandable.
All the technological advancement came as a result of formal education.
Because
so formal education is the foundation.
No, sometimes it's really not.
You branch out from that into the street. All these your street smarts. It's still from the same formal education.
Yeah, it's the foundation.
Let me say this. A lot of all these artists, right? A lot of the great artists that crashed in terms of like their money wise and all whatnot. A lot of them did not have the formal education that we all seek. That we're talking about right now. And as a result, their money managers would throw documents in front of them with different figures on top of it, and they would sign, not even understanding what they're signing because they did not have the know-how to understand that document. This is what formal education presents you with. You have the grounds to learn a lot of things across the board. Like for instance, you go to the university, they have you first take an array of subjects in different courses that you don't need because they want you to. You think you don't need it, but it actually gives you an idea in every field.
I'm not going to be using that ballet class that I took in Oswego.
There are educated artists that have lost money. So it really, no formal education can really open your eyes to when people are putting different words and different things. Literally, there's none.
So then I need a refund because I took a bunch of classes that I didn't really need.
You do.
In college, like the ballet class that I took.
You took ballet?
I did.
Why did they give you ballet?
That's why you're a great dancer.
What am I going to use that class my point. Say you not see what you did now.
Listen, nearly 50% of students that start with their bachelor's degree don't finish.
So don't use it too.
So then what happened to the man? Because another factor is because you have to pay. It's not free.
It's not.
To go to college. Unless you're really, really smart. And then you get scholarship.
Exactly.
You know? So then what happens to that? You wanted to go to college and have higher education. Are you going to pay, sis?
Well, I don't know about other places, but in New York,
wait,
now I'm quiet. I'm going to talk.
She's like, educate, go to school,
Yes, my darling.
Are you going to pay? Because
all of you out there, don't pay attention to Charlie. Please, all of you out there, go to school. It is not a lost investment.
It's not.
I went to school. I didn't say they shouldn't go to school.
Yeah, get your formal education. Don't pay attention to author. And the rest are saying you don't need it because you're rich.
Even when you're rich.
Nobody said that.
No, but I have my bachelor's, so don't listen to speech.
All of them here are all educated. Mind you, we all have our certificate. Even when you're rich, make sure that you go to school. Get some kind of education. Even if it is a certification in a particular field.
Diploma,
do something. Even in your arts.
I'm glad you said that, but I'm also saying that
it should refund your money.
No. I'm also saying that it's okay if you look within yourself and you find out that it's not for you. It's not for everybody.
But there is something that you want to sharpen your knowledge on, though. You're an artist. You probably want to. That's what I'm saying. Either way, it's still a formal. Okay, let me break it down like this. So your own. I think I understand why you're arguing. Though you're arguing, your idea of formal education is when you go to the university and graduate with a bachelor's degree in accounting or whatever. They are schools now, acting schools. Even then, Seth. It's just that we went. Even then,
they didn't have a lot of.
In Africa, they just did not allow you to do those things because in school they had department of theater, they had department of performing arts and all. But just you telling your parent that you want to be an artist is like, In my own house, when this person's mother is a doctor and a lawyer.
That's what the definition
These
of a formal
are
education.
classrooms as well. When you go to a dance studio and you sign up and you get a certificate from performing arts, you go to New York Film Academy. What do you think those are? Those are formal education. You get certificates that certify you to be a director, certify you to be an artist or be an actor or screenwriter. Those are formal schools. So if this is your skill, perfect your skill by going to school. Don't say, I'm going to go on YouTube and do. If you have the money to do it, go ahead and get it done. You have a certificate. She has one. I have one. He has.
Even this industry that he's thinking because he's so successful, he doesn't need education. Do you know that the biggest artists in the industry, they are still getting some form of vocal training that they're paying for? That's a type of education. Even Beyonce.
But, I mean, we're talking about formal education. You guys keep talking. I'm glad that you're bringing all these different kinds of levels of education.
Based.
His thing he just said, he said he's not going back to
Beyonce
formal
go to
school.
college?
She just got her GED recently.
Oh, she got something.
But just recently. But
Yeah,
she's a
went back,
billionaire.
though.
But it's just
But she knows the importance of what she's doing.
But the thing about it is that you're talking about formal education. Education comes in different levels. Just say, get your education in whatever form will move you ahead
that.
in life. And that's it.
Our chiefs didn't go to college.
But your chiefs pay for their children to go to school. What's your point?
What school?
What school?
What school? They weren't in my class.
Your chief's children went to school, and when they come back, they'll brag to the community that, hey, my son just came out from Yale University.
Bragging rights.
Yeah.
It's okay. To the betterment of the child.
Charlie,
but
our
the child's
chiefs didn't go to
educated.
college. That's why they sold us to the other people because they were not educated.
Speak on it.
Because they knew nothing. Everyone, take, music, gold, take my people. Education is paramount. He's an artist. There are other greater artists that are bigger than him in Africa that actually know the importance of education. The likes of Davido. He actually still graduated despite all the success and fame because he knows it's paramount.
But that
you
was
have
his
to have
choice.
a say when you go to
people
So are we
choices.
talking about?
I'm not saying Atom must go to school, but what he's preaching is not necessary. It's not right. Saying that he doesn't need education.
This is what will work for him.
Statement. It's not
Okay,
yours.
Oh, if that's his statement, then why are we talking about
No,
it?
but the
Because some
question,
people are also
wait.
thinking the same way
So
as
we are
he
trying
is.
to tell them that his statement is not the best way to go.
You are trying to tell them,
No, you
not
are trying-
we.
I
What
am
I'm
trying to
saying
tell
is-
them.
Charlie's, your question, I don't know. Is it me that don't
My
understand the
question
question?
was
Your
formal education. We've spoken about it.
Yeah.
Your
Formal
question
education is
is-
when you are in the classroom, mama.
Science,
That's formal
English,
education. Everything outside of
social
it-
studies, all of that.
Your question
No,
is, do
don't
you
limit it to secondary
necessarily
school.
need higher education when you're rich?
Yes.
Formal way.
Like I said before, third time I'm going to say it. Yes, you need formal education, even when you're rich.
Yes, that's the point.
Even whether
That's
you're
the
poor,
point.
you're rich, you need it. Like I said, you don't never know. You're rich, you can be poor tomorrow, my guy. People lose money. And when you lose money, what's your safety net?
And sometimes it's because
What
of
is the
lack of
safety net
education.
the poor people
Yeah.
that have the certificate.
They have
Before
certificates.
they have a certificate.
So many
Before
people,
you have the potential of getting a job
have
because you have a
graduated. They have
certificate.
they are doctor this and doctor that.
You are
They have the
using
money.
words like eventually and
And
potentially.
this-
We
yeah,
want
because
now.
money
You're talking about
now.
Debbie, Debbie, Debbie,
Money now
We want
has
Debbie,
gone
Debbie, Debbie.
around.
Debbie,
Okay,
Debbie,
so
Debbie,
because-
one day we shall be well.
Yeah,
One
now,
day,
now.
Yeah,
You
but
can't- you can't say because-
the point we're talking about is it necessary to have formal education when you are rich? We're not talking about the poor people.
All right, so let's
That's
go.
the question, and
Let's
I say
ask our
yes.
viewers.
Yeah, viewers.
Okay.
Comment below, chime in
Please,
below. Let us know
please.
your
Come
thoughts
on,
on this
come on.
Let me
topic.
just know.
Situation.
If money in our hand,
Go
back
to
now.
school,
All right, we have to go. We love you for watching.
People.
Can I close the show? We
Yeah.
love
Go
you
to
guys.
school.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.